Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Mr. Suburbia. Now, I know last night I said I was going to go out and get some really cool shots of my truck and do all that fun stuff that we like to see on my channel. However, we had an appointment at our house here at 6:30 this evening, and it ran quite a bit later than I was anticipating. I was hoping to get off work earlier, get out and do some shooting with the camera, not with the gun. And however, I left the office at 5 o'clock, 5:15ish, and when I walked outside, it was like a goddamn tornado outside. It was raining a little bit, super windy, way too windy to film. And then the guy that was coming over actually texted me and said he was on his way. So unfortunately, I didn't have time to go out and take any cool shots of the truck, but nonetheless, I could still talk to you about the meat of the video, the meat and potatoes, if you will, because tonight's episode is, after all, what I plan on doing with my Powerstroke or F350 build. And I know some of you, because I've gotten comments from people already in previous videos, it's a Ford F350, not a Powerstroke. It's a Dodge Ram, not a Cummins, whatever. Okay, Ford did a real shitty job naming their trucks. Chevy has a Silverado, GMC has a Sierra, Nissan's got the Titan, Dodge has a Ram. I have an F350. It just doesn't sound as cool, you know, like, man, check out my Ram or check out my F350. So a lot of guys tend to say 6.0 or Powerstroke, whatever, because it sounds a little bit better, in my opinion. Anyway, pardon me. So without further ado, I wanted to talk to you about some of the mods that I have done to the truck, if this is your first time tuning in and you have not seen my other videos. And then also some of the mods that I do want to do to the truck, and kind of my overall idea of how I want to build this truck out. There obviously is going to obviously will be more mods than what I talk about tonight, but this is kind of just a base on how I want the truck to look, how I want it to sit, and what my goal is for the truck as I progress throughout the build. First off, I'm going to start with the exterior of the truck. I changed the grill out for another stock grill. When I got the truck, the grill was all screwed up, so I ended up putting the stock grill back on with no emblem. Depending on what I do with the stance of this truck, that will get swapped out for maybe a mesh grill or some other kind of, I'm not really sure what kind of grill I want to go with yet, but for now, we're keeping it stock. Definitely going to change out these headlights here. I might do a headlight restoration kit on them. For now, I actually have my own way of doing that without buying the kit, and I will do a little video on that. It's pretty easy if you have a buffer and some rubbing compound, and that almost completely eliminates the need for me to do a video on it. As far as the paint color on this truck, I definitely would like to change the color, either paint the truck or wrap it, or both. I'm not really sure yet on which color I'd like to go with, and that's kind of why I'm leaning towards a wrap, because I can switch colors. I do like the stock color. This truck just needs quite a bit of body work once you get up close. The main mod to the truck that I would like to do, because I feel like every car, truck, SUV, whatever it is, really takes character once you change the wheels and tires. And on this particular truck, I would like to give it a really big, nice 6-inch lift with some nice big 37-inch wheels, tires, 20 by 12 wheels, and totally change the stance. And that, once the truck has a different stance, it's going to help me mold how I want the rest of the truck to look like. But all in all, that will be a base of the truck and how it sits and how I want the truck to, you know. Next up, mirrors. A lot of people switch these out for the 08 to 2011 mirrors. Yeah? Okay. That's probably what I'm going to end up doing with these. I don't mind these mirrors that much. I hated them when I got the truck. They're kind of growing on me, but I'll probably end up swapping them out because I do like the look of the boxed off mirror, as well as the newer mirrors have a much bigger little towing section here, and they provide better visibility. And, you know, to me, that's That's pretty important out of a mirror. I also wouldn't mind swapping these out for some chrome, but then again, that depends on the color of the truck that I go with, whether or not I keep these a flat black or continue on with the go with a chrome trim on all my trim pieces. Running boards, not sure if I'm gonna keep or go once I lift the truck. I really like the look of a clean body. However, I do enjoy running boards, so maybe eventually in the future I would drop $2,000 on some of the automatic drop down running boards, but then again, I'm not too sure. Windows will be tinted, way darker in the back, and as much as I can legally go here in Colorado in the front, and then maybe a shade or two more. As for the tailgate, I'm pretty sure I've seen it before, an 08-11 Super Duty tailgate on the back of this truck. That would be something that I would do around the same time as a paint or a wrap. That way there I can make sure everything color matches accordingly. New taillights obviously would go with that. These are scratched, and not that they're terrible looking, but I think that lights are another thing that really helps set off the vehicle. This exhaust tip, I have a 6-inch tip on here, and it is extremely black, so I was thinking that next time I had some free time, pulling this thing off, polishing it up, see if it actually has a shine to it, and then also getting it to tuck back in just a touch more. So I might trim up my exhaust, remount that tip so it tucks in just a little bit more inside the body of the truck. All right, moving on to my bumpers. Once the truck is lifted and has the bigger wheels and tires on it, I would like to have a more aggressive front end as well as the rear end bumpers. Not sure at all what kind of bumpers I'm going to go with. I kind of like to have fun with the build as I go through it. Not to mention, this is the first time I've ever built a truck like this. I built a pre-runner back in high school, 2005 Ford Ranger FabTech 5.5 kit. I'm from California, so desert pre-runners were awesome, and I had it was two-wheel drive. It was a two-wheel drive Ranger FabTech 5.5 kit, the Deaver flip shackle rear end, and it did pretty well for a low-end build. Anyway, not sure on the bumpers yet. Engine work done so far is ARP head studs, bulletproof diesel remote air to oil cooler, the EGR undelete kit by Bulletproof Diesel, new heads, new number 8 piston, new number 8 cylinder. Future upgrades will be a coolant filtration system, going back to stock air cleaner or something equivalent. Right now I have a pretty bogus cold air intake on here, and putting either the stock or another really high-end cold air intake on here goes a long way for keeping your turbo clean and happy and healthy. So I will definitely be swapping that out. I'm going to do a turbo, probably a really decent turbo cleaning, if not a rebuild kit, just to extend the life of the turbo that I have in there, and eventually maybe swap out the turbo. I'm not sure on that yet. It kind of depends on where I want to go with the engine of this truck, how much work I want to put into it. If I do a turbo, I'm also going to do injectors. If I do injectors, I'm going to do the fuel system. So just all things for the future. Not really set on anything yet. I also have the SCT Livewire TS tuner in here running a can tune, custom tune on the way. I'm going with the super penny droppers, and that's not, I didn't just pick them, and that's not going to be my only custom tune. I plan on trying out a multitude of custom tunes for the truck. That's just the one I'm going to be going with right now. Anyway, that pretty much sums up the exterior of the truck. I'm sure I'll find more stuff as I go. That door's locked. Let's move on to the interior of the truck. Seats are cracked, and when I got the truck, not cracked, but they got this residue on them, and I've really put a lot of elbow grease and time into trying to get these cleaned up quite a bit, as you can see here. So I might look into having these reupholstered. Not too sure all what I want to do with the interior yet, but I definitely want to spiff it up a little bit, make it cleaner looking, and add some panache to it. I would like to do a custom sub box underneath the back seat and put maybe two 10-inch subs in I've already done the stereo system. But anyway, that is the build plan for my 2005 Ford F350 Powerstroke. I'm real excited to do the rest of the build and take you guys along on the adventure with me. And I don't remember if I said it in the beginning, but I'm saying it now. If this is your first time stopping by, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I promise I'm going to take some cool shots of my truck real soon. It is tough, but I have been doing better about getting videos out every night. I'm trying to come home from work and vlog and then put the video together and go to bed. You know, so getting out, shooting awesome shots out cool places isn't always the easiest thing to do. However, I promise there's a cool one coming, and some pretty cool stuff in that video coming up too. Anyways, until next time guys, thank you for watching Mr. Suburbia.